The best way to learn programming is to build projects, and that's exactly what we do at the Vybyte Python course. We get students to build many interesting activities. One such activities is here. It's called missing operators. When I come in here, the prompt asks me to give a number. For example, let's say I say 23. Ask me for another number. Let's say I say 54. Now it frames a question using these two numbers. It asks me to tell the missing operator. For example, it could be plus, minus, or multiply. In this case, I guess it is minus. Indeed, it's minus. Now it makes a bigger question with these numbers and a third number. The question here is 23-54 minus 37. So okay, so I guess it's minus and minus. And if I do this, it says well done. Let's just try this once again. It says give me a number. So let's say I say 56. Another number says 76. In this case, the answer is minus. But let's say I give a wrong answer intentionally. I say plus. It says terrible. It asks me in the next question. Now in this case, the question is 56. Okay, so I think it's plus and minus. I can try that, plus and minus, and indeed that's correct. So you get the idea that this is basically a famous game. It's kind of like a popular game that we have a question, but we have removed operators. And you can imagine that this can be extended in many ways. For example, we can have long questions, we can have questions with more operators, and so on and so forth. However, we are going to take a step-by-step look at how do we build this activity, and in this process, we are going to learn a lot of things about Python. Specifically, the key learning objectives that we have from this activity are to learn about data types. For example, the most commonly used data types, strings, integers, floats, and how do we convert between them. We learn about some interesting and useful and commonly used operators. For example, plus, minus, multiply, divide. In fact, like I said, you can extend this activity to include, say, floor, divide, modulo, and so on. What do these operators mean in case of different data types? For example, what does plus mean for strings? What does it mean for, let's say, integers, and so on and so forth? We'll use input commands, which typically gives us a string. We'll see how we can convert those strings into inputs, which are integers. Also, we will see how we can create input statements on the fly during this program. So, you do not know what you're going to create, so you'll see how we can create that. It's quite interesting, in fact. We will look at the if-else statement, and in that process, we'll also understand what is indentation. We'll start looking at the elementary usage of lists and introduce random numbers in Python. And finally, we will end this lesson with, in this set of videos with a little bit of discussion about operator precedence, and we'll see how these activities can really be extended. So really a very interesting, journey ahead of us as we build this program. And I hope you'll enjoy this. And in general, if you think this way of learning is something that appeals to you, do check out our website, vybyte.in, where we learn Python programming through fun activities of this type. Take care. Thank you so much.